Hey friend, if you are looking to make money online on the internet, then you must know at this point that it's going to have to involve you utilizing email marketing, okay? And so maybe you're on this exciting episode today because you want to learn more about GetResponse and how it can help you build your email marketing empire. Well, hey, you're in the right video, okay? Because in this exciting episode today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. This is going to be a very helpful GetResponse review, a simple tutorial for you as a beginner and how to make money online with email marketing using GetResponse, okay? In fact, what you will learn is that I'm going to share with you some of the benefits with email marketing with GetResponse, and I'll just kind of take you to getting started. Like I got started a couple years back. Hey, help show you how to get your account started, how to create a list, how to send an email broadcast, and how to even create an automation sequence, okay? We're just gonna go all through everything. Now, just in case you may be asking, hey, does email marketing work? Yes, it actually does. In fact, I'll show you, this is inside my account right now. Yes, I've grown my email list to about 6,000 leads just in the last 2 years. Now, this is like overall net growth right now because I keep my list around 10,000 ish. Under 10,000, I'll explain to you why. But that's about the size of my list that I'm growing, which is pretty crazy to me. As you can see, I wasn't really doing a whole lot until about earlier this year of 2020 when I started really blowing up. And that was around the time my channel started blowing up. So leads started coming in, and as a result, sales started coming in. And so these are just a few of the sales that I've made just with email marketing alone. Now, I don't show you this to like kind of impress you or to show off money. Nah, right? Because it's not a whole lot of money. I share this with you to kind of inspire you, to tell you that this is legit. It does work. Email marketing does work. If you do it right and set it up, that's probably the biggest mistake I made, was not getting set up early enough. You will make a ton of money, okay? And the reason being is that some of the benefits that you get from email marketing is crazy. Like, you should always be collecting leads, okay? Like, I don't know if people are telling you this enough, but you really should, because that's where the money is. It's in the list. Your email list of people that are your audience, who trust you, they know you, they like you, and they're buying from you. These are the same people that will buy from you over and over again, okay? And the thing that they don't tell you is that you actually control your list, okay? You don't control Facebook, you don't control YouTube, you don't control Instagram, you don't control Twitter, you don't control any of these things, but you do control your list. That is your list. That is your baby. That's what the big marketers are constantly doing. And like you saw, mine is only 6,000. That's really not that big. Oh, well, actually it's 10,000-ish, right? It's not that big compared to people that have 100,000, 200,000, a million people on their list. They're making automatic money, okay? And it just makes business and making sales so much easier because you have people you can sell to. You have an audience who wants to listen to you immediately. Even if you have a small list, this works, okay? So I really want you to pay attention, really take it seriously about start building a list. Maybe GetResponse is not the one for you. That's okay, but at least start building a list today. I promise you, that's probably going to be the best decision you make for your business going forward. But let's say you decide, hey, GetResponse, you're here for the tutorial, you want to learn more. I really recommend GetResponse, and you should really check it out. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, GetResponse is a really good tool that's been around for a long while right now. And what's awesome about it is like it's kind of been built now to be like kind of an all-in-one business tool thing. And I say that because, hey, they allow you to generate leads, okay, so you can grow an audience, and they also allow you to engage your customers with that audience. So that means you can send out email broadcasts, and then you can also host webinars with this platform too, so you can sell your products and sell things that you're promoting, all right? And they also let you boost your sales too, because they have like a whole e-commerce thing set up or whatever. So there's a lot of things you can do here. You see the entrepreneur, the online marketer, the manager, the large company, all these people have something here that you can learn from. And that's kind of the reason why I like it. It's an all-in-one. Plus they have a landing page builder too. So it's pretty cool. Now, in terms of the pricing, you can see here, it's pretty simple, okay? And I think that's one of the reasons that I also like GetResponse is that for just 1,000 leads, okay, you can pay $15 a month. And I think that's a really reasonable price. You get email marketing with it, sending the emails. You get autoresponders that are automatic sequences being sent to you. You can get landing pages that you can build, automatic landing pages. So if you like, let's say you don't want to use like some of the more expensive one, like a Builder or ClickFunnels, you just pay $15 a month. You got your landing page builder here and your email marketing all in one place. Plus you get at least one sales funnel. So that's really cool. And you get unlimited lead funnels. So I really don't know what the difference is, but okay. okay? And then you have Facebook ads and all kinds of stuff. Now, if you want to like take it up a little bit notch and you want to do the webinars and you want more sales funnels and maybe you're not using another building funnel page builder, then maybe I would recommend you go with the Plus and just go with that one. $49 per month is a little bit more money, but that's probably your best recommendation there. But at the very least, basic is what you can do. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link for me. If you click on it, I do get a commission, but it doesn't change the price that you're going to pay. You get it $15 per month, all these things right here. Plus you can start a free trial as well. Okay, so let's say you get started. This is what the inside of your dashboard is going to look like, okay? And this is what mine looks like. And you can see that what's interesting about it is that they have like these little quick action widgets here. All these different things are widgets. So it kind of here, it can tell you the latest email blast that you sent. This one will show you all your autoresponders that you got going on, some of your list size, like, and you know, the number of leads you collected from your different lists, your workflows. And we're going to kind of talk about these various things. Now, just in case you don't know how email marketing works, it's very, very simple, okay? It usually works with you offering something of value to your particular audience and group of people that would find value to it, right? And so it can be like, and generally they call it a lead magnet, okay? Or a lead bait or something that brings in people into your world, all right? It's a free cheat sheet or free guide or free whatever, something of interest to them that will help them. It's just a little nugget of information. They come in, they click on here, they put their name and email address in, they get access to this free guide, in this case, something that I created here that works for my audience and people, and then guess what? They go into your funnel, and this is where your email marketing, your sequences, your email messages that have already been pre-built and pre-written by you are sent on autopilot, automatically selling them for you, cultivating that relationship and audience for you on autopilot for thousands of leads that are coming through this thing without you having to do it yourself. That's the power of email marketing. But the first thing you should do once you get your account started is you should come up here where it has like your picture here and it says my account. You click on that and then you want to go where it says manage account. Now, once you do that, what you want to do is you want to be able to fill in your address. Okay, so you have some account details here. It's probably going to already have your name and email address in here. Now, what you want to do is kind of click on this address and time. It's going to open this up and it's going to bring you the address here. So you want to kind of make sure that you fill in this address. You got to fill that in. All right. And then you have some part right here. It says business details. And so you want to fill that in as well. And when you do fill this out, I would recommend ideally that you put in like an address that's like your business address in here so that, you know, if you have one, I probably would put that instead of like your personal address or whatever. But you do have to fill this part out because that's part of like some regulations for emails. It has to be an address associated with the account. Then the next thing you should do before as well is then go to this section where it says email addresses, and you want to put in an email address. All right, so an email address that will show to people where you're sending your emails from. Okay, and so I would put in here something that you a domain that you own, right? I wouldn't put something at gmail.com. I put in like your own custom domain. Like I have my own chrisnjigha.com. That's probably what I would recommend, and you just fill it in and get that authenticated, and then you'd be good to go. Now, if you go back to the home page here, like I just went back to the home page, another thing you can do is that you can click on here where it says menu, and you'll see like all these different variable things that you can pick from. I'll tell you that despite all the different things that are here, like you got email marketing, autoresponders, automation, webinars, conversion funnel, landing pages, forms and surveys, paid ads, and all this different stuff, I don't use like little to any of these stuff. Okay, the only ones that I use from GetResponse that has been useful for me is email marketing, autoresponders, and automation, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you're using this for a landing page builder and you don't have like a ClickFunnels like I do, or any type of landing page or funnel builder, then you might use landing pages. In fact, I'll show you how to do a quick landing page too at the end of this tutorial. But if not, then these are probably the only ones you're gonna probably be using. Up top, you can see here different category things like lists, your reports, and your various drafts. Now, if you want, you can come up here and click create, and it'll also kind of be like a quick way to allow you to do whatever you want to do. Most likely you'd be maybe sending a broadcast, or maybe creating a landing page, or creating a form, an autoresponder. You can do all those things here. Now, here's the first thing we want to do. Now we've created an account, let's create our first list. So to do that, all we got to do is just come up here where it says list, and then you can see like all the various lists that you have. Like you can see the ones that I have, and it's as simple simple as just like, coming right here where it says create list. Now, if you click on there to create list, it's going to bring up the list name. So we're going to just type in just random name, but you can see it has to be lowercase and it has to be separated by little underscore things. So we'll just say like, YouTube test list, right? And then if you have another list, you can copy the existing list settings to it or whatever, or just kind of create it. So we're just going to create that. All right. And so once you do that, you see that, bam, YouTube test list. Now, once you do that, another thing you want to do is come to here to the corner where it says how there's little 3 buttons. You'll see add contacts, make default, and settings. Click on settings because you want to change a few things, or at least make sure a few things are set up. So it'll bring you here. What you can do is make sure that the list name is set up right. And then list title description, you don't really need. You could choose a category if you like, but you don't have to. Now, one thing you will want to do here is just make sure that the address is the address that you want, right? So you may have different addresses. Like for example, let's say the address you put in the first part that we said was like a personal address. Well, maybe you can come here and change it and make sure that you have the business address here, once again, to protect your privacy so that you don't, you're not sharing your all your personal information out there with your list, right? And then everything else is pretty much good to go there. And then the next thing is to come over here where it says subscription, and you can just kind of check to make sure everything here is good. For the most part, I don't really change too much here. The one thing you can do is you can check the double opt-in thing here. I usually leave it off. Double opt-in just basically means that for people to get on your list, they have to like confirm that you get on your list. Now that's good because it does mean that the quality of people that are on your list are higher quality. So that's good, especially if you're like me. I'm trying to keep my list under 10,000. And by the way, if I didn't tell you the reason why, that's because if you're at 10,000, that's like the cutoff for the next price. So if you go over 10,000, it becomes a little bit more. And I just found so far right now that if I'm making a certain amount of money, but not enough to justify being over 10,000 in the list. And so especially when some of my subscribers are not opening my emails. So I do a lot of cleaning out of my emails. But anyway, that's something you can consider doing to double opt in if you want to make sure that the quality of leads that are coming in are more higher quality. But right now I'm keeping it off. So the main thing is just making sure that the address is set up, and then you can click save and be good to go. All right, then we'll just go back to the list here. We'll see, I think we got the YouTube list test list here. Then once you have a list, the next thing you probably want to do is set up a sequence with it, okay? Now, if you come up here to the menu, you'll see that you have different ones like autoresponders and automation. Now, autoresponders is like the old school version way of doing it. For example, if you click on there, it'll show you some of the autoresponder email messages that I have. You can see some of my open rates, and I get some pretty decent open rates, for some of my messages because of the list that I'm cultivating. But it's kind of old school because it's kind of like just one flow. Okay, it's just one flow. And the cool thing is, buddy, you can kind of change it up so that you can see the various messages on the various different days and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. But the drawback for an autoresponder is that you can only have one flow at a time for one list. Unlike automations, which is the new thing, you can create basically what they call automation workflows, where you have like a bunch of different possibilities for your different contacts to happen and to come from different places to go into one different funnel. So it's really cool, and I'll show you how that works. The first thing you want to do before to do that is you want to come here to where it says automation messages, because you want to create a message. Okay, so this will be like your kind of like your autoresponder sequence of messages that you're going to send out. Maybe you have 5, 10, 15, 20 that you're creating to promote a particular product, right? And so you would want to create them out. And the way you could do that is just simply by coming here where it says create automation message. So if you click on that, that's going to bring up this list right here. So you can pick any list that you want, or actually what we're going to pick the list that we just created, right? The YouTube test list. And then you'll create a message name. So I'm going to use this message that I wrote out here, right? I write out my emails and I put them on Google Docs, and then I'll transfer them once I finish my writing so that I can get all my thoughts out and everything before I transfer it. So maybe I'm picking from one of these 2 headlines. headlines, because you know, email marketing, big thing is the headlines. Okay, if you can't make any money, if you can't get people to click, so maybe between this will make a grown man cry helpless, or why this grown man is afraid to look his child in the eye. I think I like this one, right? It's more compelling, right? More likely to get more clicks, right? So that's the message name I'm going to use. I type that in there. Or actually message name can be like can be something else. It can be like test email 1, right? For whatever the name of your product you're promoting. Your audience is not going to see that anyway. And then the subject line will be this right here. That'll be your subject. And then you make sure it's from whatever email address you said you want to send it to. And then you can click on next step. And next step is going to be where you create the message. So they're going to give you like a template to choose from. And so what's cool about GetResponse is they have like a lot of different templates just based on whatever your niche and business in. You can see they have something for everything, right? And you can click on them and you can see how really cool they are. In fact, if we just click on this one right here, technology orange, we go into it, it's going to pull up the template. I'm just going to show you an example of what it looks like real quick. And then bam, look at that. You know, it's pretty cool. It's all laid out for you. It's got the image blocks, the text blocks, you know, pre-header, all kinds of stuff here with the color and all that. So it's nice, right? But we're not going to use that. So I'm actually going to go back and let's see. Oh yeah, previous step right here. And instead of using one of these pre-made ones, I'm just going to use a completely blank template because that's kind of what I've been using. And I know it's all the top marketers. That's what they use. So we're just going to come here with a plain text template. You can say, click here where it says start from scratch, and you can say 1 column 3, 1 column 1. We're just going to say, we'll just say any one of these. You can just come down here where it says completely blank template. You know, that's what I usually do. And it says, so caution, changing template means you'll lose your current message. Yeah, we're okay with that. Let's replace. We're not using the other one. So we'll wait for that to come up. And that's the genius about it. It was like, is that you don't have to be fancy dancy with the design. Really, most marketing is all about just keeping it really, really simple. Okay. Hey, beginner tutorial. So what we're going to do is just come here, take a text block, drag that over, and it's really just that simple, right? And then we're going to delete all of this. We're going to go back to our message. I'm going to copy all of this because that's the message that I want to put in. And then I'm going to paste that in there like that. All right. And I might change it up so that, you know, there's a little bit of space in between, in between each line, right? So that it's easier to read and stuff like that. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll make it make it easier on the eye. And I like the fact that it's centered like this. I may just you may squeeze it a little bit because you can actually do that here by changing the number of pixels, right? So that the message is less wide and it's easier to read. So you can do all kinds of things here. You can actually put image blocks here if you wanted to put a picture or whatever, right? And you can put the image inside there. So you can do a lot of cool things. And then once you've done that, all you would have to do is just come down here and click the next step. But before you do, I will tell you one of the things that I've learned to do that's pretty cool is you can click on this thing that says plain text. If you click on that, that'll bring up like the option of what your email will look like when it's just straight plain text. And I usually just click on that, click on HTML to plain, and then click on wrap long lines, and then click close. And for whatever reason, when you do that and click next step, it just makes your message more deliverable. So something that's a little trick that I learned not too long back. Okay. All right. And so once you do that, then you can see that you have all your messages here. So once you come back here, you're actually going to find that the message that we just created is not here. It's actually going to be under your drafts. So it looks like all messages now when you create that will be under drafts. So if you click on drafts, then you can see it here, test email 1, right? So we got our email. So if you want to create an automation with your email, that will be pretty simple. All you got to do is just come back here with the menu. We'll click on automation, and I'll show you an example of what it looks like on one that I've used before, because I don't use them as much now. I've kind of keep my stuff a little simpler with the autoresponder, but I am going to go back to using the automation because it does allow for you to use multiple funnels from multiple landing pages all into one funnel without changing stuff and having a whole brand new list, which was one of the reasons why I left Aweber, for example. Their automation was so bad, but GetResponse is so good for the price, and that's like really the main reason why I like GetResponse. So when I'm getting ready to do it, I'll do it. Like for example, I can show you this one here, and then I can just, let's see, we can just edit it, and I can show you what it looks like because it's really simple. But it's just like this. It's pretty cool. Once someone opts in, it'll just flow into like a certain message that you want them to get, and you can like wait for a certain amount of time, send them to a certain message. If they open, you have them do something. If they don't open, you have them do something else. And it's a really cool, and you can really build this thing really cool, right? So let's say you want to create your own workflow. It would be just as simple as just coming here where it says create workflow. So it's really simple. All right. And then it's going to ask you, okay, how do you want to create it? You want to, contact retargeting or customer retargeting, all kinds of little setup templates that you can do. Or I just prefer to build from scratch. I think it's just that simpler that way. So you can click on start now to build from scratch, and then it's going to bring this up. So then it's going to say enter your automation workflow name. Then we'll just say test YouTube workflow. All right. And then it says start the process when someone, and then it can be just as simple as any one of these things. If someone subscribes, or if they click a link, or if they open a message, and then, I mean, it just allows you to customize a lot of different things as you can see here. So let's just say, we'll just say with subscribes. Okay. And then it pulls up that one for you automatically. Okay. So let's say they subscribe to any list, any list via any method, right? In fact, if you want, let me show you how to do a landing page, and then we could use that landing page when someone connects it to show how they will come here. Or no, let me just show you this real quick, and then I'll show it to you. Okay. So if you got like a landing page, you would have connected that landing page that collected that lead to your email list, the email list we just created. Once that email list is connected, they would come through this workflow. So if they subscribe to any list, to any method, you would just click on that and be like, okay, what list is it? Well, you can come here and select a specific list, and then it'll say select which list, and then you can tell them which list you want to select. I'm going to come in and just a little bit more, and we can say, oh, we want to select, the one that we did, YouTube test list, right? And then they'll say select the subscription method at any method. So boom, just like that, you're good to go. Anytime someone subscribes to this particular list, then the following things are going to happen. What's going to happen? Well, we can send them a message, right? So we can say, come over here and pick one of the ones that says any of these basic actions down here, like send a message or copy to a list. So we'll say, oh, we want to send them a message. Okay. So you can bring it out and drag it. It's really simple. And then they'll say, okay, which message is it going to be? Well, we'll just come here and say it's going to be an automation message, right? Because I believe, or actually it was a draft message. So we'll click on draft and then say select message. Boom. There it is right there. Test email one YouTube list. Boom. Right. So it's going to say copy as an automation message. We first need to convert this message to an automation message because it was a draft first. And then we'll only use the message layout, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, okay, great. YouTube list. That's the one. Apply. Boom. Done. All right. So now it's because it turned into an automation message. It's using test email one. And then you can pick from some of these options down here. Okay, now you can see them. So you can run it multiple times, or send only to unique recipients, or send only in specific hours, or whatever the case may be. And that's it. And then after that, you can do all kinds of things. You can say, oh, maybe I just want to, wait for a day, or maybe I want to tag them. If I want to wait for a day, I can just drag that wait out here, and I'll say, how long do you want to wait? 1 day or whatever. And then all you would do is just come right here and then click on that check mark, drag it over here, boom, it's connected. And then take this one, drag it here, boom. Look at that. Before you know it, you're creating like a full-blown automation sequence that once you create this thing, it runs on autopilot, okay? It runs by itself continuously over and over and over again without you having to think about it, work, do anything with it. It just goes. So you build the system and you let the system do the work for you, okay? You can imagine that's how you expand. That's how you make huge money online without working extra hard. All you got to do is focus on just sending leads, sending traffic to this funnel, and let it do its work. Let it send the messages, let it cultivate the audience, and print money for you on autopilot. Let's go. Hey, so the one thing I did want to also share with you is that you can use this for landing page builder. Like I said, I don't really use that because I use ClickFunnels, but dude, I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, you can save yourself so much money by doing that. So you just come here to landing pages, and it's pretty simple, okay? You just create a landing page, right? So like I said, I've not used one, so we'll just do it together. So once you click on creating a landing page, I imagine it's pretty simple. The same thing, it's probably the same way, right? I'm not gonna build this one from scratch. I'm most likely gonna try to pick one from any one of these templates that are very similar, right? Like let's say I got a lead magnet, right? I like this one right here. Maybe just a real simple opt-in lead magnet, or maybe this one right here. So we select that page, and then you can enter the page name. We can say test page, right? And then all you got to do is you take a look at what it looks like, and then we'll say next step. And then it's going to bring up your landing page builder so that you can kind of customize it. All right. Yep. Looks right. It looks about right. Looks about right. And so you can obviously change everything on here. You can change the logo and put a different image if you want. You can obviously drag and drop different text and things into the thing, or different sections, right? You know, this is a whole section. If I want, I'll just kind of reverse that, and then you can drag and drop text. You can drag and drop images, drag and drop a button anywhere if you wanted. So that's pretty cool. You can do a bunch of different stuff here, videos. Obviously you can change the text here to read, you know, whatever you want. Okay, the subtitle here, everything here is changeable. Everything here is changeable. You can collect your name, collect the email address that you want, and then the button here to download now. All of these things you can change and check, and you can obviously click on the settings button to put the title of the page, description, favicon if you wanted. You can check and preview it on the mobile version as well if you want, and then you can even do a thank you page here and check that out too, and clean that up and make that what you want and optimize it. It's just all kinds of things you can do here, and then you'd be good to go. Once you're finished, you come over here where it says save. You can save and exit, and then you'd be good to go. And boom, once you get it done, you can see here's the test page. It's not published yet. You can see how many visits you have, how many leads you generated, and depending on the plan that you have, you'll have a certain amount of limit of visitors and subscribers you can get too. So that's something to think about as well. But boom, just like that, it's simple and easy. You would obviously connect this to whatever list that you're working with. Boom, you got an email, a landing page, collecting leads, offering a lead magnet, making money. Lastly, the one thing you probably will also be doing is sending your email list a broadcast, right? That's what I do. And those things they're called newsletters with GetResponse, right? So sending a newsletter. So it would be simple as coming up here. You can click here where it says email marketing, okay? And then you see all the other email messages that have been sent and all your response rates, unique rates. And then if you wanted to send one, all you got to do is just come up here where it says create newsletter, okay? It's just very simple. You can do a drag and drop email editor. You can use HTML source code. I don't know about you, but I don't know HTML like that. So I'm going to do the drag and drop email editor. Okay. And then once you do that, it's the same setup, right? The list, whatever list it is, this really doesn't matter that much. And then the message name, you can put whatever you want here, you know, test, and then the subject, right? Whatever subject that we were going to send. Maybe we use the same subject line for the email that we had here, right? So copy that, and then we paste that there. And then from the email address that you want, then you click next step. Again, it's gonna ask you for a template. I personally don't use any straight template. So I'm just gonna come here where it says plain text, because I just want to use a plain text editor, but actually I don't want to use plain text. I just want to use a template with like a nothing in there. So I'm trying to see if they have the start from scratch. There it is right there. So you want to start from scratch. I'm just going to use one simple column, or actually I'm just going to use a straight blank template, and we're going to create our message. We're going to come back over here. We're going to copy the message that we had pre-written, copy that, come back here, drag and drop email editor. We're going to just drag a text block here. We're going to highlight this. We're going to paste our message here, but bam, we're good to go. So we like everything, assuming you've looked through this and it's all good to go. And then we're going to come down here, right here. You probably can't see it, but now you can, where it says next step. I'm gonna click on next step, and then that's going to bring up the option to like send an email. Now, what's cool about it is that let's pull it in here a little bit closer. You can see you can pick any list that you want, right? You can include a list to send to any list of people that you want, or you can actually include segments, right? Maybe there's different segments of your list that you want to send to. That's really cool. And then you can also exclude particular lists or exclude particular segments. Like maybe I don't want to send it, to this list of people because they've already bought the product or whatever the case may be, right? So you got those options, which is really cool. And then you would click on next step. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to send this email. But that, my friend, is pretty much the gist of the entire thing right there. That's GetResponse. That's pretty much all the things that I pretty much use it for, okay? To create a list for automation sequences or autoresponder sequences and to send email broadcasts. That's pretty much it. I don't really use it for landing pages or webinars or things like that, all right? So that's pretty much how I use it. That's how I've been able to make several $100, $1,000 plus sales. And I'm a beginner, and my list is relatively small. Can you do this? Yes, you can. I promise you. And like I said, I think that's probably the best decision you can make is start to build a list today, okay? That your money is in your list, your online business, everything, your reputation, your sales, the ease in which you'll be able to do business in the future is all predicated and just massively dependent on the size and the relationship and the health of your list. Okay, so I hope this was valuable. You got some ideas. Like I said, if you got questions, you need some questions answered, and you're not really quite sure about how to do certain things or whatever. Hey, just leave the questions below in the comments of this thing. I'll answer them and help you out as best I can. All right. So hope you got value and this was helpful. If you did, hey, definitely give the video a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of these other videos and tutorials on this channel on how to make money online. And like I said, if you wanted to check out GetResponse, link in the description below to check that out. If you got value, share it with someone who's looking to make money online. To the next exciting episode, my friend, you be blessed, stay hungry. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.